Welcome back to Steve Robb Reviews. Let's start right now. That is a leaf blower. That is not a leaf blower. Let's take a look at this little gem here. I picked this gem up and it was like 30 bucks on sale. And like this is about as cheap as you can get. And you know what? It works great, but it's not a leaf blower. I'm going to tell you what I use this for. And I'm saying that most people should actually consider getting something similar to this. Not this particular brand because I couldn't care less, right? But yeah, this is an ideal shop tool. It's not a leaf blower. That's a leaf blower. This is a shop tool, and I'm going to show you what I use it for. But something very strange I noticed when I took it out of the packaging here. And it all came in this little box. I think the instructions are wrong. We're going to do some testing. We're going to find out. Because it says you can only hook this up to a 50-foot 16-gauge cord. And every 16-gauge cord I know of, it's good up to 10 amps generally for 100 feet. It says if you want to go above 50 feet, you got to plug it into a 14-gauge extension cord. And I'm saying they're wrong. So we're going to do some testing and find out, because this is only 6 amps as far as they're saying. So is it really 6 amps? They sell it as 6 amps, but why do they put down that you can't use it on a 16-gauge 100-foot extension cord? Because why? Because these specs are wrong? Well, we're going to test it. We're going to find out. So I'll bring you over to the destruction manual that it came with, and we'll see what they have to say. Okay, let's take a look. First of all, the instructions are fantastic. They give it to you in 3 different languages, and the one that we're going to go for today is English. And where is it? Right here. Now you see this here, 16 gauge up to 50 feet. There's some glare on there, eh? And then 50 feet and above, you need 14. And this is a 6 amp unit. I'll show you the back of the tag here. Okay, I got you zoomed in there and you could see right there, 120 volts, 6 amp. So we're going to test it if this thing is actually 6 amp. Because I'm going to tell you something. This thing has so much power, I'm saying this probably isn't 6 amps. So I'm going to test it, and let's start right now. Okay, this is the setup right here. I got it all plugged in. I got my line splitter in there. I've got my multimeter amp clamp. So we're going to take a reading off of here. Now this is a 30-foot 14-gauge extension cord. So I'll see if I can just bring you, can you see that there? That's 121.6. There's a lot of glare here, but 121.6. So let's put it on the amps, AC amps. Okay, so I got you pretty well zoomed right in there on the meter, and all I'm going to do is turn it on, and we're going to see what the amperage is on it. Well, you've seen the numbers, and it was just below 6 amps running, and like you could expect on most electric motors like that, it's almost 12 to start up, right? But they're really concerned about the running, which is under 6. I am very surprised because I've tested a lot of specs on different pieces of machinery. If you like, I'll put a link to my playlist underneath, and you can take a look at some of the testing I've done in the past. But they're pretty well spot on this, and I don't know how they're getting so much power come out of that, because I do have another leaf blower that I actually use for leaf blowing up at my camp, and well, the specs weren't quite the same. These specs are pretty well on. I mean, for something that's, you know, $30. I mean, really. So now we're on to the 100-foot 16-gauge extension cord. What are the specs going to be on this? Because you know, as far as they're concerned, you shouldn't use a 100-foot 16 gauge. Anything over 50 feet, you should go to 14. So we're going to find out why. Test, right? So let's get to it right now. Okay, here's the 100-foot 16 gauge extension cord. Let's fire it up and see what we get. Okay, let's change it to volts. And what do we got there? 121.3, say 0.4. So let's check the voltage. Well, that was pretty interesting. And you know, in my experience, the general specifications on, you know, electrical equipment like this is plus or minus 10% on your voltage. And come on, 119 on 100 feet? I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, the amperage was so close. I really can't see where you could do any damage to this with a 100-foot extension cord number 16. But leave me a comment for you down below that are electricians and engineers, whether you can see how they could make that claim that over 100 feet you can't use a 16 gauge, you know, like appliance like this, because you know what, if you take a look at a lot of hedge clippers and other, you know, electrical outdoor equipment, you know what, some of them are actually more than, you know, 6 amps, and they do recommend a 16 gauge at 100 feet. So I mean, you know, these extension cords are rated to provide so many amps at such a length like 100 feet. And if you take a look at some of the extension cords, 16 gauge, yeah, you'll see roughly around 10 amps. So I think it's perfectly fine to use it. But I mean, you know, I've done a lot of testing, and like I say, I'll put that link down below in the description box for my electrical testing I've done. I would say this is probably the closest electrical testing specs that I've seen. And I mean, of course, there's a little bit of an error in the meter readings, you know, compared to if you had it, you know, in series, and, you know, but when it comes down to it, it's pretty close, right? So, I mean, I think they're pretty close. Now, what do I actually use this thing for? Like, I think it's fantastic. Like, I mean, for the money, does it blow as much as this leaf blower here does? A gas engine? No. But I use this inside my shop. And I use it because I'm always making woodworking projects and that kind of stuff. And I just use it to blow out my shop. I open up my big garage door and I blow it all out and clean it all out, because I don't like running, you know, the gasoline engine, especially in the wintertime, you know, inside my shop. You know, it kind of gives you a little bit of a headache, and, you know, it's not a good thing to do, right? So, yeah, this is ideal for just cleaning your shop. I mean, for 30 bucks, you can't go wrong. I mean, I bet you I can use this for 20 years, never have a problem. I mean, for the money, and you know what? It's so lightweight and so compact that I can just put like my regular extension cord on here and just blow it out. But if you want to use this for leaf blowing, I'm telling you, I am shocked at the amount of air that blows through this. I'm saying you could use this as a leaf blower if you wanted to, because it is actually quite powerful. A lot more powerful than I would have thought for $30. I mean, you know, when it comes down to buying some of these appliances, you know, to get a real review and a, you know, an unbiased review where we're not trying to sell something or, you know, that kind of thing. Well, yeah, I use it outside, and, you know, it's plenty powerful. Plenty powerful as far as I'm concerned. For 30 bucks, I think it's a deal. So thanks for joining me here today, and hope you learned a little bit something about, you know, testing electrical equipment and looking at the specs, verifying them. And I'm saying, yeah, I'm going with a 100-foot extension cord, and I don't think I'll ever have a problem. You guys take care. Come back again. Never seen this channel before? Well, you're welcome to subscribe and see some more testing like this in the future. Cheers.